Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 48 Hour Film Project's latest news program. I'm Dwayne Trammell.
And I'm Robin Sarvis. We have an awesome program for you tonight. Mark Ruppert will be here with exciting news regarding the Global Film Challenge. Tonight we're going to screen the last two films, the final two films worldwide, and announce the first ever Global Film Challenge winner.
Exciting indeed.
I know.
The 48 Hour Global Film Challenge is an open filmmaking competition that featured 380 teams from around the world.
I know, amazing.
Incredible. And they all competed to see who could make the best film possible in only 48 hours.
Right, it's amazing. And joining us tonight as well is the Atlanta 48 Hour Film Project city producer, Demetrius Dino Moore. He will be interviewing actress Desiree Ross, who is developing an impressive acting resume since participating in the Atlanta 48 HFP.
And for our last segment, we are happy to have San Diego makeup artist Raquel Trevino. Thank you. Trevino. My apologies to Raquel. I hope she's not listening. Who has some great tips for setting up a COVID-friendly makeup kit.
Yes, it's going to be really good information for everybody this year. Before we get started, we want to especially thank CG Creative Studios for allowing us to use their space and their equipment. Dwayne and I are super grateful to them for helping us get this together. So CG Creative Studios, thank you to them. And we are ready to get started, and we're going to do that by welcoming the creator of the 48 Hour Film Project, Mark Ruppert. Hey, Mark. Oh, he can't hear us yet.
There we go. Hold on one second.
One second, Mark.
One second longer. There we go.
Okay, can we hear you?
All right.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can.
All right. Greetings,
Hi.
everyone.
Hello.
So good to see you all. Thank you for hosting us again tonight.
Thanks.
And it's sounding like a really super show. I'm looking forward to seeing the other sets, but we're going to start off with what everybody's been waiting for, the announcement of the winner of the Global Film Challenge. It was over a month ago that we had 383 teams in 40 cities from around the world competing to make a short film in just a single weekend. After that weekend, the films went to the local judges for them to review all of the films and select the city winners. And then on June 28th, we had it down to 16 country winners. And that's what began our group stages. And if you can believe it, we had more than 50,000 views of all of those 16 films at
Wow.
Yeah, that's
group.
amazing.
Wow.
And before we get to it's really exciting. And I do want to go over the practice with everybody, but before we go there, I want to tell everybody about the voting process. So
Okay.
we wanted to really encourage as many people as possible to vote and to make it as easy for people to watch the films and to vote. So the first thing we did is we presented the films at no cost. So it's free for anybody anywhere in the world who wanted to watch the films. In order to vote, we did require everyone to register, and they had to provide an email address. We did not have any limitation on the number of votes that a person could do, as long as they had a number of email addresses. So if you had 2 or 3 email addresses, you could vote 2 or 3 times. I have to say that a few people took advantage of this loophole, and we found a number of false emails in the system.
Dwayne and I
But
could have
these
told you that
occurred-
was going to happen. I'm just saying. We
Well,
could have warned you.
we live and learn. So what we did do when we checked into it, however, we found that these, number one, they occurred throughout the process, and number two, the numbers were so small that they were really negligible and did not affect the vote count in any of our rounds. So that happens, and we're going to make improvements for next year. So now I think we can go to the brackets. We started off with our 16 country winners, and as you can see, they were grouped in A, B, C, and D. And from there, we moved to the quarterfinals. And so, again, just having viewers from around the world voting for their favorite films. We made it to the semifinals, our final 4, and this is where we had, who did we have? We had Colombia versus Japan, and we had Poland versus Bolivia. And then it was on to the finals. And this is where it got really interesting because it became an all Latin American final with Bolivia going up against Colombia. And what was also fascinating about this is that both films had the spy genre. So we saw two very different spy films. And I do want to congratulate both of our finalists. We had from Bolivia, the film is Without Escape, and that is by Cosas Films. And from Colombia, by La Lata Producciones, we had The Fall of Sovereignty in English. So what I thought we'd do, Dwayne and Robin, is take a quick look at the films, and we'll do it in alphabetical order by country. So we'll start with the Bolivian film,
All right,
Without
we're ready.
Escape.
Okay, let's go.
Hola, mi vida.
Amor. ¿Se de camino?
Sí. ¿Ustedes cómo están? ¿Están bien?
Amor. Acostado nomás.
Bien.
Viendo una peli. ¿Qué tal te tratan los ricachones? ¿Cómo te llevan esas clases? ¿Te hacen renegar o todo bien?
No importa. ¿En serio duermen ya?
En serio. Se durmió el enano y mirando una peli, mira. Todo tranquilísimo está. Mira.
¿Qué peli miras?
No sé, una que estaba ahí, ni idea. Bueno, pero contame. ¿Tenía razón o no?
¿Razón? ¿Razón en qué?
¿Cómo en qué? ¿Cómo en qué? En todo. Siempre tengo la razón.
Dale, no te hagas el tonto.
Es lo que te dije en la mañana. Hoy será un gran día. ¿Lo fue o no?
Sí, algo así.
Estás preocupada. Te conozco.
Un poco. Escúchame, tengo que hablar contigo.
No me crees que lo esté durmiendo, ¿no?
No, no es eso.
Vas a ver, super papá lo consigo. Vas a ver. Te voy a mostrar cómo super papá logró dormir al enano perfectamente. Míralo, míralo.
Hermosa mamá.
Durmiendo así. Calmadito, divino. ¿Qué tal, super papá? ¿Eh? Una belleza, ¿no?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasa?
Me da la impresión de que... ¿Qué pasó ahí?
Escúchame, por favor. Y salgan de ahí ya.
No me da igual. Qué boludo. Voy a ver la nana que anda. A ver si duerme. Dejo la tele prendida como siempre, boluda. Mira lo que cómo duerme. Yo no entiendo cómo duerme con toda la tele prendida, las luces prendidas. Es una cosa de locos. Yo no puedo creer. Todas las luces prendidas, hija. Todas las luces prendidas, te das cuenta, ¿no? No te gasto energía, Taurisa. Yo no sé cómo explicarle.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué fue eso?
Puta madre, apagón, carajo.
¿Cómo que un apagón? Por favor, agarra a los chicos y salgan de ahí ya.
No sé, se habrá apagado un fusible, yo qué sé.
¿Qué fue en todo el vecindario?
No sé, somos solo nosotros.
No, por favor, agarra a los chicos. Salgan de ahí ya.
No, pero ¿cómo me voy a ir? ¿Cómo nos vamos a ir por una apagón? Estás loca, vos. No seas tan dramática. Bueno, si querés venir, si venís, tenés que venir. Pero no seas dramática, es un apagón. ¿Cómo voy a agarrar a los gurises y irme?
No, por favor, ten cuidado.
Vale, para, no veo nada. Voy a usar la lupa a ver si no...
¿A dónde vas?
Mi oficina, listo. Ya va. Ya llego, reviso y ya está todo bien. No se me lo dramática. No veo nada.
Ten cuidado, por favor. ¡Ay!
¡Qué cagazo, boluda! ¡Ay, qué cagazo!
No, me asustaste. ¿Qué es eso?
El perchero de mierda. Casi me infarto.
¿Qué fue eso?
Escucho un ruido arriba. No sé, no será explotable ni nada. No sé.
Por favor, sube a revisar a los chicos.
Escucho un ruido arriba.
Salgan de ahí, por favor. Agarra las cosas, salí ya. ¿Dónde está mi bebé? ¡Dejen a mi familia, por favor! ¡Dejen a mi familia en paz!
La policía.
Estamos en camino, estamos en camino.
Ahí abajo. Escuchen los ruidos abajo. Hay gente, por favor, llama a la policía. Por favor.
Llame, por favor, tengo que decirte algo, escuchame. Esos chicos a los que les doy clases son hijos de narcotraficantes y me descubrieron.
Sí.
Sí, me descubrieron. Soy espía, trabajo para la DEA.
¿Dónde está mis hijos? Por favor,
Por favor, calmate, salgan de ahí. Salen de ahí ya, por favor.
Benito, María, Benito, Reina, como que espía, no me jodas, como narcotraficante, me está jodiendo. ¿Dónde están los hijos, María? ¿Dónde están los hijos, carajo?
Estamos llegando, por favor. Mi familia, por favor, dejen a mi familia en paz. ¡Franco! ¡No!
There we go.
Whoa.
Mark. That was
My
terrifying
goodness.
That was a really well done film. Easy to see why they were in the final. Really
Yeah.
grips you. And what's interesting about that film, it's a basically a one-person team. Diego Caux is the writer, director, and all the actors were his family. So really great job by
Dwayne and I
Quist's
know
film.
Diego from the 4 Points Film Project. He does
yes.
the 4 Points Film Project as well, so we know
Okay.
him really well, and another impressive film out of Diego for sure.
Absolutely. So now let's take a look at our Colombian entry, and this is in Spanish, El Caída de la Sobería. So I hope I didn't butcher that too badly, but let's take a
All right, here we go.
Olivia,
Estamos en el punto de encuentro.
pero esto parece que lleva abandonado mucho tiempo.
Estas fueron las coordenadas enviadas por Espartaco.
Espartaco. ¿Y algún día sí vamos a conocer su identidad?
Mis búsquedas indican que su nombre es Julio Hernández. Inspector, pertenece a las Fuerzas Armadas. Especialista en recopilar información en ataques terroristas en contra de la soberanía.
Entonces nuestro informante es un militante de soberanía.
Inicia conteo regresivo para extracción. Extracción en 30 minutos.
Escanea todo el lugar.
Registrando. Alguien se aproxima, detrás de ti. Hola, Espartaco.
¿Quién es el nuevo, Olivia?
Caballero murió hace 5 días. Samurai está ahora a cargo de la misión.
Adentro están los códigos para acceder al sistema de seguridad de la soberanía y cargar el virus. Una vez desactivado el sistema, la ciudad quedará abierta para que puedan entrar.
La patrulla está aquí. Extracción en 20 minutos. Hacia las escaleras y luego al apartamento 603.
Olivia. Analiza la herida.
No hay daño en el tejido muscular, ni herida profunda. Extracción en 12 minutos.
No puedo encontrarlo, Olivia. ¿Dónde está?
Extracción en 8 minutos.
Levantado completamente, apenas un porcentaje de la población puede volver a...
Decodifica.
Decodificando.
Hola, Samurai. Si estás viendo esto, quiere decir que tiene los códigos de seguridad para la soberanía. Esas son las coordenadas para enviar la información. Sigma 23, Beta 16 y Kappa 52. Una cosa más, Samurai. Lo hemos delatado con la patrulla de la soberanía. Ahora, su sacrificio los distraerá mientras nosotros entramos a la soberanía.
Olivia. Olivia, extracción.
Gracias, Samurai.
Olivia. ¡Puta!
La
Wow. That's a tough decision.
Oh, very tough decision. Our
Yeah.
online audience had their work cut out for them, but this was a very different type of spy film. Now, this production had 22 team cast and crew members, and obviously they had the great work with the video effects, so really two contrasts in style. Before we get to the winner, I just want to remind everybody the two reasons why we did the Global Film Challenge this year. Number one, we wanted to present a creative challenge to our filmmakers during these difficult times. Everybody's been dealing with the pandemic around the world, and a lot of the filmmakers, the creativity is bottled up, we're stuck inside, and we wanted to give an opportunity for them to make something. The second reason that we did the Global Film Challenge is we wanted to raise funds to help fight the coronavirus. And so we were able to raise $1,500, and because we had the finalists were from Bolivia and from Colombia, we are going to give $750 to the COVID Angels in Bolivia. They take care of, they're a volunteer organization that helps with the coronavirus there. And then we're going to find a similar organization in Colombia and donate $750 there. So it's our small part to try to help all of those who fight every day to, as you do, Robin, because you're a nurse, to
Right.
To help fight this virus. So
Well, that's really wonderful.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So, all right, now to the moment everybody's been waiting for. We counted the votes that were submitted by our online audience, and the winner comes to us from Colombia. It's El Caída de la Sobería. So, congratulations to La Lata Producciones. You are our winner of the 48-hour Global Film Challenge 2020. And as the winner, they are going to receive $500 in cash. Their film is going to
Yeah, for winning the first ever
Yes,
Global Film
that's
Challenge. Yes,
fantastic.
very exciting. And also, I think a really lovely gesture that the 48 is donating to COVID relief funds
Right,
in the
right.
countries where these two films are from. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a worldwide situation that we're dealing with. So
That's
we're not,
fantastic. Yeah, and just the donation is just phenomenal, and certainly is needed.
Right.
You know, it certainly is needed.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
I guess we haven't gotten Mark back yet, so.
So shall we go on
let's-
here?
Yes.
Okay, let's
go-
do that.
let's
So
go ahead.
joining us next is the Atlanta 48-Hour Film Project City producer, Demetrius Dino Moore. Dino's an Atlanta transplant from Washington, D.C., and he has called Atlanta home for 15 years. He's a longtime veteran of the 48 HFP. He's competed in 12 straight competitions.
12
wow.
straight.
With his 17th and D Productions team.
He's a madman.
He is. That's pretty crazy. He's a graduate of Eastern Kentucky University with a degree in Deaf Studies and English Education with a minor in Fine Art. He's a published author who's been working professionally as a screenwriter for 20 years. Dino utilizes the 48 HFP as a way to introduce individuals to the various aspects of filmmaking. He gives them opportunities with his teams to, all the aspects of filmmaking. So produce, write, direct, act, editing, as part of a filmmaking boot camp, which he has launched several careers in the film industry. And I look forward to hearing about that. His goal as the Atlanta City producer is to foster an all-inclusive, creative cooperative of filmmakers that nurture, cultivate, and grow creative talent in the Atlanta film community at large. Through networking, training, and supporting filmmakers in the Atlanta community, he hopes to raise the level of talent and give filmmakers a home to express themselves creatively.
All right, that's awesome. And joining Dino is Desiree Ross. Desiree began building her knowledge of acting in the film industry with short films at the University of North Carolina School of the Arts, independent short film producers, and acting with Dino in entries for the 48-Hour Film Project in 2011, 2012, and 2014.
Yep.
What happened to 2013? We're going to have to ask Dino
That's
about
the
that.
question of the night.
All right. Her participation in the competition served as a launching pad that set her up for success with her first professional gigs. Her first professional break had her starring in Lifetime's A Country Christmas Story opposite Dolly Parton, which is fantastic.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
Yeah.
really very, very
I
cool.
know.
where she sang several soundtracks for the movie. Wow.
I know.
Maybe
Amazing.
we can get her to
Yeah, maybe she'll
give us
sing
a
for
little
us.
bit tonight. Yeah, who knows. Next, she had a recurring role in Spielberg's and TNT's season 4 of Falling Skies. That's very cool. Working alongside Will Patton and Noah Weil.
Noah Wiley. Oh my God.
Oh, it's Wiley?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Wiley.
Like Wiley
What the
Coyote?
heck?
Okay.
That's amazing.
All right. ABC Studios then hired her to play Dawn in a comedy sitcom pilot with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo.
Holy moly.
That's
That's
cool.
really cool, yeah.
Finally, she was tapped as a lead in Lionsgate / Oprah Winfrey Network's Greenleaf, playing the series' regular role of Sophia with Oprah Winfrey
Holy
and Emmy
cow.
Award winners Lynn Whitfield and Keith David. 57 episodes according to IMDb so far
Wow.
that she's been in, out of 57 that had been taped. So that's awesome. Alongside Greenleaf, she had a supporting role in the film If You're Gone and a guest starring role on the hit Fox show The Resident. Currently, Greenleaf season 5 is airing on the OWN network with seasons available on Netflix.
And as if all that wasn't enough, she's about to host the first nationwide online show competition for all singers called StarQuest America. Sign-ups to be on the show are at www.starquestamerica.com.
See, now I thought Dino was a madman. She is a mad
Yeah,
woman.
you guys are like the who's who of everywhere. This is so awesome.
So welcome.
Welcome
to
Dino and
both of you.
Desiree.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well,
So now, Dino, you've had a lot of work with Desiree in the past, and so the reason that the two of them are together tonight is because Dino is going to interview Desiree.
right,
as
and we
part of
get
the
to
program.
enjoy.
And
We get to enjoy all of this. So
Yeah.
this is going to be great. We're going to sit back and enjoy your interview with each other.
You want to go to Starbucks?
Yeah. No, I don't want to go to Starbucks. I want to watch this interview.
Okay.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
So welcome to the
Yeah,
two of you.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you for coming on, Desiree. I really appreciate it. The minute I announced you'd be on, my inbox got flooded with questions from people who do the 48 and independent actors and brand new actors who want to know how they can go from here to there to climb that mountain that you're sitting on top of right now. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions that they sent me. Don't want to overload you because I know you're on vacation now and you're taking the time out to be with us today. But welcome. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me, Dino. It's always good seeing your face, and I'm excited to share what I know with everybody.
Wonderful. Well, the first thing that everyone really, really wanted to know was, what was your experience like with the 48? Did you come into the 48 with experience, or was this something that was actually brand new to you when you did the 48?
I didn't really have that much experience when I started with the 48-Hour Film Festival, and it was kind of my way of jumping in and just trying to navigate and figure out, like, this, like, me and my mom work and just try some things out and make sure I liked it, make sure that I knew what was going on, kind of just all to make me more aware. And so I love the 48-Hour Film Festival. I think my experience with it was great. It's so much fun. You get to see all the different sides of what it's like to be working on a film production. You can kind of check out editing, and like, I'm interested in all of film, not just like one aspect. So for me, that's a really nice thing to be a part of, where you kind of are included in multiple aspects depending on the project.
Yeah. I know for us, working with you, my DP at the time, Nate Stifler, and my sound guy, Gerald McIntosh, when you were on camera, we look at one another and say, this girl, she's got the stuff. She's something special. And in 2014, that particular project was fun to do with you because we got to get your mom involved. We got to get your brother involved, and it was really fun to see you guys working as a family. And I think we have a clip of that we can show, and then you can talk about how that was like.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Okay.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry, just a second.
We're getting it. We got it.
It'll come up in
Here we
sometime
go.
soon.
Here we go.
Oh, dang it. Where's the clip?
It's right there.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Mom, listen. There was something I don't know. I guess I just want you to know something for you. You know. I'm mad at you.
Look at her face.
I'm so mad at you, I want to spit nails. And you're making me feel guilty about being mad at you because you're laying here freaking dying. Alicia, get out.
Oh.
My whole life has been your decisions. I've had no control, and I don't think you have any idea how any of that feels. God. You even had me born on your birthday, so even that could be about you. What kind of psycho steals their own kid's birthday? And I love you. And that's the maddening part about it.
There we go.
Ah, wow.
You were so young. You were a baby.
I remember shooting that in Norcross and just, wow, I was a baby. Like, my voice is like a whole different pitch.
And you got to yell at your mom.
That's so crazy. I know, and I got to yell at my mom, and then my brother made an appearance. I mean, what more could you ask for? That's great. That's awesome. I love
That
it.
was so much fun.
That was so much
Yeah, and-
fun, too.
Oh, it was. And we went to I remember we went to the drop off and we got to go to that restaurant and dance with cross-dressers.
Oh, we went to Mellow Mushroom.
Mellow Mushroom. That's right. It was so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a
I
ball.
love
And now you go from there where I'm thinking that you were like 15, 14 to now, and I look at you.
Probably like 14.
Yes. And to go from there to your work on Greenleaf, which I think we have a clip of as well. Let's take a look at that to see how far you've come.
I think Sophia has evolved in many different ways, from not really knowing about God, only going to church on Christmas and Easter Day, to really being like gung-ho for God. And even when she kind of strays away,
I don't even know if I believe in God anymore.
she knows what she believes even if she doesn't want to believe it.
I just want to not know God's real so I can just live my life.
She tries to be mature, more mature than her age. But with every teenager, there's kind of a moment where they have to learn by making mistakes. So she's going through a rough patch. And I think the only way that she's going to navigate her way back to her family and to God and to, you know, everything that she knew and believed to be true is by taking this alternate path just so that she can get back on the right path to exactly where she wants to be.
You selling cookies?
In terms of her relationship with AJ, I see you inherited our mother's sense of humor. She's more focused on getting to know her brother, spending all of that time trying to show him what having a real family is. You're his mom. There's a lot of resentment towards Grace because this is also something that Sophia's been missing out on, having a whole entire relationship with her brother. Sophia. But as with any relationship, there is always more things to be said and more things to be done. So we'll see how it ends up.
Amazing. So, how did you make the transition from doing projects like the 48 and independent projects to big studio projects? What was like your big break? How did that work out for you?
Well, I think there was one summer where me and my mom just focused on okay, let me start off here. Me and my mom used to love doing the 48-hour film festival because it would help us network. It would help us figure out what's local, what's going on in my area. And so I did that. I did the 48-hour film festival, and then I would do other local projects, whatever I could. And then eventually, with all of that practice, all of that being on a set, even no matter how small, no matter how big, just doing short films, getting as much experience as I could, it made me look pretty professional. So when I went in to do my first audition or my first job after I had booked it, they were like, wow, like we weren't expecting you to be prepared and so like what I would say kind of well-versed, but all around. We weren't expecting that from someone whose first role it is. And so I think in a lot of ways the 48-hour film festival has definitely prepared me and helped me make that transition. Yeah.
Have you pursued any like acting classes or anything like that over the years to help you better prepare, or was it just all on set type work?
I think it was kind of a mix of everything. When I first started out, it was a lot of classes. I worked with Greg Allen Williams in Atlanta. He's also Emmy Award winning. I worked with Patrick Malone in LA. I did a bunch of different like little workshops wherever I was at, whether it be Atlanta or my hometown, Columbia, South Carolina. I would just do as many classes as possible starting from the age of 9, and I guess then I started shifting into doing more work like with short films, and then eventually like I would also be doing auditions. So then the auditions became my way of practicing different characters. Between short films and auditions, that is how I got in a lot of character practice, a lot of character work. And I would be auditioning constantly, and when you have that amount of constant practice, you're just advancing. Like, it's because the more you do, the more you learn, the more skill you create and foster, and just all that creativity. It has an outlet. So for me, I did do a lot of training, but I think a lot of it, a lot of it was also kind of like doing short films and whatnot. Just trying to get my foot in the door somewhere, trying to have something for my reel. Just 48-hour film festival has helped in a lot of different ways for me.
So if you were to give if you were going to give advice to an actor who is just beginning, would you want them to spend more time in classes, or would you want them out there making shorts and being on set as much as possible? Which do you think you would do, or would you say mix it up?
I say start off taking a few classes. Do as much of both as you can to be as well-rounded as possible. But in terms of me, I prefer working instead of, like, I like seeing things right there. I like being hands-on with things. I'm not one of those people that can just sit in a class and just take a whole bunch of stuff out of it. It's easier for me to get a whole entire idea of what I'm supposed to be doing, how I'm going to be working, what I'm going to be working with when I am actually on a set doing it. And doing shorts and working with different film schools and working with, UNCSA, who I did my first, one of my first shorts with, and then 48 Hour Film Festival, like different things. All of that gave me a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge that I couldn't have gained from just taking a class.
Okay. What was your most challenging role and why?
I think Mira in Falling Skies, mostly because we were doing a lot of parkour. We had to do parkour training, and we had stunts, and just it was really fun. It was really fun. Plus, I was a different character. I was kind of evil, and typically, like, people will cast me to play like the sweet girl, or the good girl, and so it was nice being bad for once, So I think that was my most challenging character. But honestly, I love every character I've ever done, and I think they're just all so much fun.
In this year where we have all had to adjust to a common new normal, where do you think that, one, that society is headed, and two, the film industry? Do you think that the new calls for social justice and things with the pandemic and health and our combined safety, do you think that's going to have a big impact on the film industry and society as a whole? Where do you think we're headed together?
Well, in terms of what's going on with the film industry, I think a lot of shutdown over the worldwide, and they're been shut down. They're on halt. They're no one kind of knows when everything is going to die back down enough to film. It's the perfectly to be doing small films because you can work with a smaller crew and have less issues, in terms of contaminating one another, or even if something happens, like, I don't know, nothing would happen. But it's easier to social distance when you're working with a crew of 10 people than it is to work with a crew of 80 or 100 on a large series or whatever. So it's a great time to be creative and to just get into doing a short film or using your creativity in that kind of way. In terms of everything going on. So wait, am I missing any part of the question? Let me ask.
No, that's fine.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, in terms of
film.
everything, I think there's also going to be a lot more diversity coming to film as soon as things do start shooting again, just because of all of the calls for racial equality. And I think hopefully get a little more diverse. Hopefully we can shake it up a bit. So we'll see how that goes.
At some point, will we be seeing a Desi Ross production, maybe as a producer or writer or director?
Yes! I just signed on to produce a film, so we're in the very early stages of doing that, but I am going to be producing. I'm so excited! So, eventually, I am trying to get it all together. Of course, the pandemic is making things a bit tougher, but hopefully, I will have some content out to you guys within the next, I hope, 2 years from myself producing. So we'll see.
Wonderful. But you, right now, you want to help musical artists get that big break. Tell us about that.
So I am hosting an online music competition that is free to join for people of all ages, from anywhere, all genres. And basically what we're doing is, because of the pandemic, we're doing this online, of course. And the way it works is you can earn commissions, you can earn tips, you can get business ads, and you can win cash prizes. So it's kind of cool. It's a lot like the way 48 Hour Film Festival has their brackets. You know, so we're starting off large. We're starting off with 64 brackets, and then 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. And then the remaining winner will get a grand prize. And so it's pretty cool, but it's our way. Like, voters can come in and put a tip in a tip jar for an artist of their choice, which I think is really cool, because, you know, a lot of these musicians, they can't play gigs. Restaurants are closed, bars are closed for the most part, and so anywhere that they might usually play a gig is probably closed. So this is our way of giving back. And we're also going to donate a portion of the money that we receive into the Humane Society, which I'm really excited about. That was kind of like one of my ideas. So we're going to be doing that. It's just a way for musicians to come in, musicians of any type, to come in and earn a cash prize, or even earn tips from fans and viewers and people around them that love them and support them. So I'm really excited about it.
Tell us the website, please.
The website is www.starquestamerica.com. www.starquestamerica.com. And we look forward to hearing from you guys. I hope that I have some musicians coming up. We do have the VP of A&R at Warner, and he is going to be watching. He's also going to be judging, and we also have some other surprise judges, and I'm going to be judging as well. But it's produced by Willie Baker, and he's a Grammy-nominated producer. So he's the one who created it. And so we're kind of getting everything together and trying to reel people in, and we want as many people to join as possible. Even if you don't sing, tell someone who does.
Yeah. Is there an entry fee?
There is no entry fee. It is free to enter.
That's wonderful. So all these independent artists that are roaming around Atlanta should be submitting. I was on the site today. Even I clicked the media link, and there's some really good videos and groups there on the site. So that's wonderful. But tell us the website one more time.
www.starquestamerica.com.
Yes, and you'll be judging the Atlanta 48 Hour Film Project this year.
Yes, I will. I will be judging.
So,
I'm super excited. I can't wait to see everyone's films.
Yes, we're happy to have you. Okay, I'll throw it back to Dwayne. And thank you for coming out, Desiree. Thanks for sitting down with me. Thanks for taking the time. You know, we really appreciate
it. Dino. Thank you so much.
Desi and Dino, thank you so much for being here. This has been so much fun listening to you guys. I could listen to you talk all night, and we're so grateful to have Dino on board as a fellow city producer this year, and Desi as a judge. And thanks for telling us about what you have going on, about your new projects, and we're excited to see it. So we're looking forward to your productions, your music show, and everything coming up. So
yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Fantastic. I want to hear you sing.
Me.
I have not heard you sing yet. I want to hear you sing. Not right now. You don't have to do it now. But I will definitely go on StarQuest America, and hopefully I get to hear you sing there or with that project. Lots of success.
You know, the winner has an option to record a single with me. So
I'm going to enter.
A little
there we go. There we go.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. Thank you both. We hope you have a great night. Thanks for staying up late with us. We know you're out there in the Eastern time zone, so we know it's getting late there. But thank you both for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you
Great
guys
to
both
see you
so
guys.
much.
Mwah. All right, that was so much fun. That was so much fun. Okay, our next guest tonight is Raquel Trevino. We know Raquel really well as part of the San Diego 48-Hour Film Project, and we're thrilled that she's here with us tonight. Raquel was born and raised in Spain. She has a background in healthcare, and she decided to pursue her passion in the beauty industry when she moved here to the U.S. in 2010. She got her certification as a professional makeup artist and hairstylist in 2013, focusing on the film industry, where she put her versatile makeup skills on display, from camera-ready makeup and to beauty makeup to characterization and special effects.
You can see her work in commercials, TV, music videos, and feature films. Her favorite part as a crew member is helping the team to bring up to life the characters and to tell a story. She's here tonight to talk to us about the modifications she's making to maintain a safe set for herself and her fellow filmmakers. Hey, Raquel.
Hi. Hold on one second. There we go. Can you hear us? Is that better? There we go. Hi, there we go. Yes, we can. Thank you so much for being here. We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, and thank you for kind of bringing this issue to the forefront, because we noticed recently that you posted about modifications that you're making to your own practice and your own profession, so you can be as safe as possible on set as we return to filmmaking, hopefully in the very near future, and I know some people are starting now. So can you tell us a little bit about some modifications that you've been making to help yourself and to help your fellow filmmakers be safer on set?
Well, first, I took the time to understand as much as possible what's going on, what needs to be done and change, adapt my kit, especially to non-porous containers, no fabrics. Everything has to be easily cleaned, easily sanitized, easily prepared, closed, contained, because we work in a very close distance to each talent. We touch their nose, their eyes, their mouth. So I think we need to take special precautions. So especially like one of the specific safety measures that I think is important that us as a makeup artist we take is adapt our kits with closed containers, which, for example, before myself, I used to use open trays, labeled and everything, but it was open. So now that is a risk for exposure. So in order we need to adapt and change. There's a bunch of containers. And of course, we need to take a little bit more extra time to prep the working station, use a lot more disposable when possible. And of course, the main thing is to use proper equipment to protect ourselves and protect the talents, which I think they are the most exposed on set because they cannot be wearing masks, especially when performing. So I think it's important that the way that I see and envision is that we need to wear masks at all times on set, and us as a makeup artist, we should incorporate the face shields and gloves when working in close proximity to them. Just because of that, because we cannot maintain the 6 feet apart.
Right,
so because
So using the masks and the face shields, it helps really to mitigate that.
To reduce, yes.
We see that you provided us. This is a great little PDF. We'd love for you to review it. We're going to put some up on the screen, and if you would just kind of go through your PDF with us and just kind of talk to us a little bit about, some changes. Like you said, a lot of things you've already kind of talked about. So you can kind of recap for us. It looks like you've talked about adapting your makeup kit and that type of thing. Maybe we'll go to the next slide and see. There we go. That's a great one. Could you review this one for us?
Yes. So as a general safety measures, of course, that we know, and it should be expected, like common sense, but sometimes it's good to remind that we should avoid any type of handshaking or body contact, close as much as possible. We should be able to work in a ventilated working space, isolated and at least 6 feet from other departments. Usually, sometimes because of the lack of space, makeup is next to crafting, next to costume. We are like, everything is like a cross, everybody's crossing around. So now we need to be able to respect the distance and try to keep the departments as different and isolated as possible. Because we need to be clean and washing, and our hands and everything, we need to be able to have a near clean water source with soap, because the same thing, we always have been incorporated in the hand washing before and after each talent, but now even just to reach something for our kids and go back to the talent, we need to be able to be washing our hands even more often. And allowing extra time, which I think is basic, because in filmmaking, you guys nowadays always crunch time and fast. But we really need the time, a little bit more time to prep and clean and sanitize everything so we can do our work in a safe way. Especially because now our areas that we have to protect are bigger. Now we have to use disposables on the chairs, seat covers on the chairs. Everything has to be clean and wiped down. It's not just before that we would just do a quick spray and that's it with alcohol. We need to make a thorough cleaning in between the talents and keep each things for each talent separated and contained in a closed container that is easy to wipe down. Same thing, avoiding food and drink near the working station, and only one person at a time in the makeup area. Sometimes actors want to hang out, or they say, yeah, you are next, you go there. So we should avoid that. And as for specific safety measures, same thing, face mask at all times on set, and the face shield with gloves when working on proximity to the talent and for touch-ups, using hand sanitizer and hand wash every single time before and after each talent, increasing the areas to clean, sanitize, and disinfect, including the chair, everything, all the tools that we use. We're going to have to keep using our disinfecting wipes for the containers and non-porous surfaces, and alcohol. And medical, what I think is it could be a good idea, alcohol and medical grade ultraviolet light for porous materials that cannot be disinfected with the sanitation solution like barbicide or anything. Like, for example, the actual powder or the makeup palettes, we can scrape from that and try to keep it clean as possible, but we cannot actually put other than 70% alcohol. But maybe with this light is like an extra precaution to try to kill bacteria and germs and hopefully virus and all that. And the use of label individualized closed case per talent, which most of us we already do, but making sure, in my case, for example, making sure that it's closed at all times and labeled and separated from other talents if we have to do other talents. And of course, nobody can touch we are responsible of our kids. Nobody can touch our kid, because we are aware of what we touch, what we don't touch. And of course, we are responsible to keep that as clean and as sanitized as possible. And well, these are just a sample that the idea that I came out. We've been talking a lot of makeup artists trying to bring different ideas. Oh, I found these containers at Michael's, or I think I'm going to use these containers. So this is the idea that I put together, and will be open to review and add or modify as things reopen and go back to set.
That's perfect. That's really perfect. I think this is the perfect time to really reiterate that a professional makeup artist is not just an afterthought or something that oh, we need makeup, quick, let's throw some on. I mean, this is a profession. You are certified. This is a state license. And I think that it's really important, Dwayne and I both, we talk about this every year, that it's really important to use someone that's a licensed professional on your set, because not only does it elevate the level of the production quality, but it elevates the safety, it elevates just everything about your production. So we're huge proponents of utilizing professional makeup artists. And that said, looking at your kit and looking at all of your products that you're using, this is a perfect time to talk about the 48-hour film project. We know that it's a volunteer project, so everyone who participates is not paid for their time, but makeup artists have consumable items, and those can be reimbursed by the team. So we encourage teams to work with their makeup artists, and for anyone who's using consumable supplies of their own, to reimburse you for that, because this is something that you put your time, energy, and money into. And consumables like your makeup and your brushes and everything that you're going to be reusing, or not reusing, sorry, you're going to be having to replace, and makeup, of course, just goes as it goes. That's important for teams, I think, to remember to think about reimbursing the makeup artists for their kit that they're utilizing during the weekend, even though their time itself is a volunteer for the project. That's important, to remember.
Yes.
Special effects makeup. Tell me, no, it's our pleasure, because we talk about this every year, and it is very important. This is your, it's your money and your equipment, and you're using it, and it's not something that can be reused, like a camera or something else.
No,
right.
We go through a lot of disposable, a lot. Right. Just not the expense that you invest on your makeup brand, that it could be high end or medium, but the disposables that we go, it's crazy. So. And sometimes that stop us to get involved in a low budget or no budget or volunteer, because it's end up being.
Yeah, I think that's important I think that's important for team leaders and filmmakers to discuss with the makeup artist, the reimbursement for their consumable items that they're going to be using on set. And that goes for anybody who's using consumable items of their own to participate. Yeah, well, that was such a thorough. I mean, I'm a nurse, and I was like, wow, I'm super impressed. This is great. I love that you talked about the face shields. Face shields are actually a great option for anybody who feels uncomfortable wearing a mask too close to their face, because face shields still stop droplets. So for anybody anybody in general who's uncomfortable with a face mask very close to their mouth and nose, a face shield is a good second option.
Yes.
So
it is.
I'm glad that you brought that up, and it's very safe to use, and often provides less of a constricting feel. So yeah, tell me your favorite film, 48-hour film that you've worked on so far.
I really like the winner, the one from Colombia. I think the visual special effects, that was impressive.
Yeah, they did have a lot of really good special effects. What was your favorite one that you've worked on personally? I know you've worked on several here.
I didn't work this year on this year because of the lockdown and the kids being at home, and now becoming teacher, homeschooling teacher.
Right, me too.
All of a sudden and unexpected. But yeah, I think the concept is a really good idea, like creative minds working together, coming up with a story and bring characters to life. I think that's my favorite part of the work, all the tiny pre-production and the rush of getting things ready and done, and you have to be ready. Right. I remember the last time I participated on one, I was talking to other makeup artists, and it was like my first time, and I was like, oh my God, I need to bring everything that I have, all my kids, just in case, right? To be ready, because you never know what you're going to need. You're going to be throwing at you at the story, and I think that's really, really good and really interesting.
Do you have a favorite type of makeup? Like, do you like to do special effects makeup? Do you like to do glamour? What's your favorite type of makeup to do?
I just started doing camera ready and beauty, but it's like I really, really like to be telling a part of the story, and talk to the director and understanding the character and how can I help to bring the skin alive. So I'm leaning more towards characterization makeup and special effects. Of course, I love beauty and I still want to still do it, but the other presents more a challenge, and it's a little bit more creative. So I really like all the characterization and special effects.
And I think that speaks to the profession of being a makeup artist, really, and having someone on your set that is taking that type of investment versus someone who's just gonna, hey, let's just throw on some makeup. So having a professional on your set is I think, crucial to the successful production.
Professional makeup artist.
Yeah, anybody can de-shine or use powder to take off the reflection. That is not what we do. We go a little bit beyond to understand the story and the characters and bring colors and work with costume and lighting to attain the goal of the director.
Right. Yeah, having a professional makeup artist on set drastically increases the production value of the film being shot. So for sure, I'm a huge proponent, as Robin is, and a lot of filmmakers that we know that love having professional makeup artists on their set.
And I think having a professional really, as such as yourself, that really has the safety in mind, I think that that's going to be going forward, especially this year and into the future in general. I think that's going to be crucial to the success of film productions. So thank you so much for taking your time tonight to join us to share your PDF. Would it be okay with you if we shared your PDF with our viewers so that they can see what you've put together? And it has your contact information if they have questions. And we know there are lots of resources with professional makeup artists, but we're thrilled that you took the time tonight to come and hang out with us and tell us about the changes that you've made in your production and how ready you are for this year. So we're excited.
Yes, we are ready. We are ready. All our makeup artists are eager to go back to production.
Well, we're excited for you to be back to production. That'll be great. Thank you so much, Raquel.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Be safe.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I love the San Diego filmmakers. I know we're biased, but man, they're cool.
Yeah, we're slightly biased.
Well, a little bit. Like this much biased.
We're like SoCal biased into San Diego.
Yeah. That's true. But I mean, really.
Yeah.
Really? She's amazing.
She's amazing, and just the thought that went into putting together a whole kit and thinking about once we are back in production, how can we keep everyone safe? I mean, that's really important.
Right,
really
that's huge. That's huge. So you guys, even though the specifics of the individual 48s this year might be up in the air at this point, we've got a few up in the air. We want to remind you that many cities are currently in registration. We're included in that. San Diego registration is open.
Yes.
In fact, Hampton Roads, Virginia, New Haven, Connecticut, and Washington, D.C. all have their projects planned for the end of this month.
We know that the 48-hour filmmakers will persevere and succeed under challenging conditions. If you would like to participate in the competition this year, please check with your local 48-hour film project city at www.48hourfilm.com. That's www.48hourfilm.com. And before we go, we are at CG Creative Studios.
Beautiful.
And they are very, very generous, as we have mentioned in our previous streams, with letting us use this fantastic
gorgeous studio overlooking La Jolla Shores. I mean, this could not be more beautiful.
Well, watch, your hand just went off the set.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, be careful.
Sorry, we blew it, you guys. It's not a real set.
So before we go, we do have a CG sizzle reel about their services, and we want to run that.
Hello, future, and hello to everyone out there joining us on this global live stream.
Yeah, if you're feeling now, then light it up, light it up, light it up. And if you want it now, let's turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. We are unstoppable when we come alive. Okay. We are a brand new nation shining a light. Where my people at? Where my lovers at? Where my movers at? Yeah. Let's do it. This is our world. This is our life. This is our movement. This is our time. This is our time. And the nation. This is our time. The new nation. We are young. We are bold. We are strong.
Okay, what you couldn't see is us dancing to that music. So thank you all so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our program. Please be on the lookout for our next live stream. Don't know when that is, but if you go to 48hourfilm.com, you can sign up for the newsletter and get more information about the competition itself.
Yep. Thank you for joining us this evening. Have a great night.